And believing this is about any experience is setting up seeking. So believing it's about feeling love or feeling an emotion is setting up an idea. This is it, I've got to get it. You are it. Behind all of that. Not quite behind, but I can't think of a better word. It's about all my energies going up. It's about releasing all these emotions. And one thing that fascinates me about talking with people is that a lot of people that I talk to have worked out their story so incredibly well. Like, they understand. There is so much understanding around the psychology, better than Lisa ever knew her story. But this sometimes happens in the story, is a working out of the story. Like in the story of Lisa, there was a lot of working out of the story, but that's not what it's dependent on, because it's nothing to do with the body-mind mechanism. It's about the energy of seeking falling away and seeing the isness of being. What all dogs, babies, animals get. It really is being the sky, and then in front of the sky is the clouds, which we'll say is the ego. And it's like the sky believing it's the clouds. Sky is always the sky in which the clouds come across. And it's like if there was a massive thunderstorm. It's like the sky believing it's that thunderstorm and being really disturbed by being the thunderstorm. Believing it's this big argument between two clouds. It was always the sky. So the sky didn't need to purify itself. Didn't need to energetic release. It's just when the clouds cleared, all it was skyness, sky. And I know this is horrible for the individual, because the seeking energy wants to seek and wants to have hope that it can find some answer to this problem. And to say it's all God's will, or it's all written, or it's all predestined is brutal to that seeker, to the one that believes it can do and get life right. And it's understood here because of a memory of this happening to Lisa, to me. But the story feels so impersonal now that I often say Lisa, because it's just so impersonal. And so many people hear what I say and they love what I say and they listen to every video, and then they can't help it. But of course they can't help it because there's no one there doing it. But the energy of the seeking then writes, and what can I do? There is really nobody there doing, but this sensory perception, the thoughts, the energies give that impression. It's so convincing, it's so real. There's just experiencing by and for nobody. And in that experience, it's absolute not knowing. It's just isness. So then the question comes to, how do you know all this? And often I give the answer, well, in the story, this is what I learned from my teachers. But really, it's just what's coming out of the mouth here. It was just what's written. And when someone gets angry with me, I don't even think of reasons. I don't even think it's just what's written. It's just blah. Nodding here and then we're chatting about something else. There is nothing, nobody here. And it's like, if you were to ask, who are you then, or what are you then? It's like, I don't even know, I'm just amness. It doesn't even arise. I think it would, but it just isness. I have no idea who or what I am, just am. And it's so empty. It only appears not empty with the resistance of the separate self. It only appears not empty with, no, I've got to do and make life better. And that gives the whole impression of somebody. And I'm not saying don't do the chakra stuff, or don't do the meditation, or don't do emotional release. How could I say don't do that? I'm saying there is no one there doing that. It's just happening, and it's happening absolutely perfectly. You couldn't do anything differently. And if the story is the emotional release, and then can you say, well, will it get me nearer or further away from liberation? It is what it is. How can I possibly say that? I know nothing. I can't claim life and grab life. Yes, it's getting me nearer or further, getting you nearer or further to liberation. It just is what it is. Just isness. And in another way, you could say, how can any action affect another action? Because the past action is only a thought arising now. Where is the past? It's a thought arising now. So to believe it affects the next moment is believing that this thought that's arising now really happened. Where is the past? Where is the future? Just a thought, a sensation, and an energy arising now. Where is your mum, your dad, your school, your workplace? A thought arising in this now. Can you actually definitely be sure that it's independently arising? That the past actually happened? Because where is it? So to say, can all my efforts over the last 20 years of meditation create liberation? It's firstly saying that there is a separate self that can affect life, that you are separate from all of this. You can affect, create and make life. And it's secondly saying that there is a past. Where is the past? If the urge comes up for 10 years of meditation, then that's what it is. And it couldn't be any other way. And does it or does it not lead to liberation is absolutely irrelevant. It's relevant, I know, to the seeker that's suffering and wants a way out. But that claiming and believing that it is a separate self who can do and make life is what it wants a way out from. There's nothing here. There's nothing there looking out, there's just looking out. From nowhere. This is a freedom. Freedom doesn't come from a solution in the flow of life.